Hi everyone! Today, we're going to start with one of the most important topics in technology, the basic computer literacy. Whether you're using a desktop, laptop, or even a smartphone, computers are everywhere. And it's important to understand how they work and how we use them. Ready? Before we start, let's have these questions. What do you already know about computers? Can you name some parts of it? Why do you think learning about computers is important in today's world? Can you give examples of how you use computers at home or in school? So let's have the introduction to computers. What is a computer? A computer is an electronic device that receives input, processes data, stores information, and produces output. Now let's have the basic functions. First is input. Input is entering data into the computer. Example, typing and clicking. Typing an essay in Microsoft Word using a keyboard or clicking an icon with a mouse. Next is process, handling or manipulating the data. Example, the CPU checks your spelling as you type or calculates totals in a spreadsheet. Next is storage, saving information temporarily or permanently. Example, when you save your essay on a USB drive or an hard drive, it stores the data so you can open it later. Next is output. It is getting result. Example, display or print. Seeing your type essay appear on the monitor or printing a copy with a printer. Next one is control, directing the manner and sequence of all operations. Example, the computer's control unit makes sure your typed letters show in the correct order, your files save properly, and your commands are followed step by step. So again, you give the computer a command or input like typing or clicking. The computer then processes that command. It can store the information either temporarily or permanently. Finally, it gives you the output like showing your work on the screen or printing a document. And behind all of this, something called control, which makes sure everything happens in the right order. So that is a basic function of the computer. Now, let's look at the different types of computers you might already know. First one is desktop. Use at desk, not portable. So a desktop computer is what you often see in offices or computer labs, and it's not portable. Next one is laptop. Laptop is portable and has a battery. A laptop is portable and has a battery, so you can bring it anywhere. Next one is tablet. A tablet is touchscreen and portable, and a lighter than laptop. Another type is your smartphone. It is mini computers for calling, browsing, etc. So a smartphone is also a computer, just smaller. And then there's the server. It provides services and resources to other computers. You don't see this much, but it helps you store and share data for other computers, especially online. And now we have the basic parts of a computer. First one is hardware or the physical parts, and second one is software or programs or instructions. Now, what is the difference between hardware and software? Can you give example of each? And here's the difference. Hardware is what you can touch like the keyboard and monitor, while software is the program you use like MS Word or games. Okay, we'll talk about the physical parts of a computer, which is hardware. The programs that run inside is what we call software. Again, computers have two main components, which is the hardware and software. Let's start with hardware, which is the physical parts of the computer. First, we have the monitor. Displays output, or this is what we call the screen. The monitor shows you what's happening on the screen. Next, we have CPU, or the Central Processing Unit, which is the brain of the computer. So what do you think the CPU does inside the computer? Why is it often called the brain of the computer? And here's the answer. The CPU controls everything the computer does. It makes the computer work like our brain controls our body. And number three is keyboard. It is for typing. Next, we have mouse. Mouse is for pointing and clicking. The mouse helps you move the cursor and click. Next one is printer. It is for producing hard copies. And the last one is speaker. Produces sound. Now let's talk about software. This is the set of instructions or programs. First is system software. It operates the computer. Example, we have the Windows and Mac OS, or the operating system. System software includes things like Windows or Mac OS, which is it runs the computer. And number two, or the second one, is what we call application software, used for a specific tasks like, example, we have MS Word, Excel, Chrome, or browsers. Okay, now let's have this question. How data flows in a computer? Can you explain how data flows in a computer from input to output? Okay, so let's quickly go over some input and output devices. Input devices are things you use to give the computer a command. Example, we have the keyboard, the mouse, the microphone, and scanner. Output devices gives you the result. Example, we have monitor, printer, speaker, and projector. Okay, next is the storage devices. Example, we have the hard drive, or HDD, or SSD, which is the internal storage. Next is flash drive, or USB. This is portable storage. Next, another type of storage is CD, or DVD, which is the optical storage. CD stands for compact disc, and DVD is digital versatile disc. Next is memory card, used in cameras or phones. Okay, so those are the input, output, and storage devices. Now, we have some of the basic things you should know how to do on a computer. Now we have the basic computer operations. Number one, turning on or off the computer. Number two, using the mouse and keyboard. Number three, opening and closing applications. Number four, saving files. And number five, creating folders. To use computers safely and wisely, follow these good practices. We have number one, save your work often. Number two, use strong passwords. Use strong passwords and don't share them. Number three, don't click unknown links. So avoid clicking suspicious links or pop-ups. Number four, install antivirus software. So install and update antivirus software. Number five, organize your files properly. So keep your files organized in folders. So let's have this question. How do you know if a website is safe to visit when using the internet? Usually, if it starts with HTTPS or has a lock icon, and if it looks clean and not full of ads or pop-ups. Now, what are some rules we should follow when using computers in a computer lab? Reminder, You use the computer gently. Don't eat or drink near it, and ask permission before using a flash drive. Now we have the importance of computers. In education, it is for research and online learning. In business, for communication, finance, and inventory. And for entertainment, like watching movies, playing games. In healthcare, where they store patient records or help with diagnosis. And in daily life, which is online shopping, maps, or even booking a ride. What are the advantages and disadvantages of using computers in daily life or in everyday life? We have advantages. They help us learn and work faster. While disadvantages, too much use can affect our health and make us lazy. And this is my last question. If you could invent a new computer feature, what would it be and why? For me, a voice that reminds you to rest your eyes so you don't get tired from using the computer too long.